All right, we are looking at your dynasty football trades
As
on
always,
today's
baby.
video.
Come
As
on.
always, that's right. If you want your trade to be considered, join our Discord with the link in the description. Anytime you send a screenshot of your trade and include any sort of context that you want, we will consider it for this video series that we do on a weekly basis. Like the video, subscribe, and why don't you comment down below your latest trade. All right, let's do it. The first trade we're going to look at is from Germ. And this is a blockbuster,
It's
no
big.
doubt.
It's a
By the
big
way,
one.
lots of huge names on today's show. We got Pat Mahomes, Trey Lance, Travis Etienne,
Come on.
Travis Kelce,
Mm-hmm.
Metcalf, Alec Pierce, Chris Olave, Damian Pierce, Dalvin Cook, Rashad White, Sky Moore, Russell Wilson, AJ Dillon. So lots of big trades to cover today. But this is a blockbuster from Germ here. Team 1 gets Travis Etienne, Trey Lance, a first in 23, 2 firsts in 24, and a 23 second. Team 2 gets Patrick Mahomes. Context, he says, dent in my wallet, but I also have Herbert and likely 4 of the first 623 picks still. So this looks like he's had the monopoly on the league with draft capital, and he decided to cash in on Pat Mahomes, who's been my quarterback 1 still in Dynasty. I know that, 1A, 1B between Josh Allen.
Yeah.
But where do you stand on this trade?
With the context, it's Patrick Mahomes. Because you still have 23 first round picks. And yeah, I understand you like Travis Etienne. Travis Etienne, he's been great. He has his breakout year so far, or RB6 right now in the year. And then Trey Lance, I think we can all agree.
According to the community.
According to the community, right. RB6 and according to the community. But Trey Lance, QB12, not somebody I really want to invest in right now. He's going to be a third-year rookie, essentially. He hasn't even played a full season. I'm not sure how that's going to pan out. If it does pan out, fantastic for the Trey Lance owner. But I think everyone would still want Patrick Mahomes over Trey Lance, I think, period.
Well, yeah, if it's a one-on-one, for sure.
Yeah, if it's a one-on-one.
There's a lot of capital here.
But once again, I think with the context that was given, I'm really happy to still have 6 first-round picks and potentially get, 4 and still get, a top running back, whether that's Bijan, whether that's Jahmyr Gibbs, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Give me Patrick Mahomes' side.
Sure. I think the context makes the blow easier, right? Mm-hmm. The context makes it easier to make this kind of deal. And it kind of brings me back to my home, you and I, like our home Dynasty League. Right. I drafted Patrick Mahomes, and then in the second year of our league, I believe, I did a huge trade for Kyler Murray, because there is not a better feeling in the world than having 2 superstar fantasy quarterbacks on your Dynasty team. He has Justin Herbert, now he has Patrick Mahomes. I can tell you, as someone who has Patrick Mahomes and Kyler Murray, it is incredible on a weekly basis to watch football, to watch these 2 guys go at it and put up 3-4 touchdowns on any given week. It also raises your ceiling of your team. And you now have Pat Mahomes, who is 27, but I still think very young and in his prime.
Yeah.
Excuse me. You also have Justin Herbert, who likely hasn't even hit his prime just yet. So I think for your team, for the longevity of your team in Dynasty, I really like this move.
Agreed.
But I don't think that this is an underpay by any means. This is a slight overpay.
For Patrick Mahomes, right. Okay.
It is a slight overpay, I would say. Maybe if we take out one of those first round picks, it seems like a little bit more even value.
Okay.
But it does feel like a slight overpay. So I don't think I can really lean either side. Both sides is even value to me. I'll give team 1 a B+, team 2 a B+. I think this is even value. If you sell Mahomes, this is the kind of huge package that you want to get. If I had to choose, I'm leaning Mahomes, but it's close.
Yeah, agreed. Team 1, I gave a B flat. Team 2, a B+. I still love Mahomes, especially with the context. I agree. The blow is softer.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. All right, the second trade here is from Shade780. He says, which side y'all taking? I am competing with Hayden Hurst currently as my starting tight end. So team 1 gets Travis Kelce and a second-round pick.
That's not good. I mean, if he gave away Travis Kelce with Hayden Hurst, I'm assuming, or it's the other way around.
Maybe he got Kelce? I don't know. Well, team 1 gets Kelce in a second. Team 2 gets Metcalf, Pierce in a 5th, which is, unless you have huge leagues, 5th-round picks are kind of pointless. 4th-round picks are almost pointless at times.
Agreed.
So really, it's Kelce in a second for Metcalf and Alec Pierce. It's a tight end premium league or no? He didn't say it was tight end
He
premium,
did
so we're
not
gonna have to
say.
assume it's not.
I'm assuming
I'm
he's getting
definitely
Hayden
leaning the
Hurst.
DK side here.
Yeah, this is tough, man. This is tough.
I'm definitely leaning the DK side. He's 24 years old, has absolutely proven himself. A lot of people, you've admitted it yourself. Like a lot of people were really worried about the Geno Smith era. It's
Yeah,
worked out pretty
it's working
well.
out so far.
And Kelsey, as good as he is, he's still
33.
33 years old. Um, time
Yeah,
comes for every man.
time. It's
So I'm leaning the DK side. I don't know what side Shades is on here, but I'm leaning the DK side of this trade. And I also
yeah.
really like Alec Pierce, one of those players that I've highlighted a lot this year.
Yeah.
Only 22 years old, has shown a lot of shades of greatness, and we just need a quarterback there to help him out.
This is very interesting. I'm actually kind of stuck here because, oddly enough, I mean, dynasty perspective, you want the younger players. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm completely agreeing with that.
Sure.
Travis Kelsey, I feel like has another 2 years on him.
Sure.
I still believe, and since the tight end, position is so scarce and so up and down, I think Travis
Sure.
Kelsey has the monopoly on that, right?
Okay.
And if you are a
I get it.
competing team, he says, I am competing with Hayden Hurst currently as my. I'm assuming he's getting Travis Kelsey.
Yeah, I assume so as well.
So I like the trade with the context, and I actually
Yeah.
believe this is an even trade because even let's say you win the ship this year, great. Sell Travis Kelsey for something like this, right? Try to flip it again. Get a
There's
younger
no guarantee
player.
that you can do that.
I know
though,
that is the hard part. There's no guarantee that you can do that.
because you don't know if you're going to be caught with with the year that he does fall off. You don't know if
Yeah.
you'll be caught in that scenario.
I
But
hear you. I hear you.
I get it. Like with competing, like
Mhm.
you're going all in. I think this trade would have been more even if that 24 pick was a first. If that 24 pick is a first, it feels
it
like
was
a
a
much more even deal.
What if it was two? What if it was 2 seconds?
No, I mean, look, Alec
No,
Pierce equal to a second, right? I think he's equal to a second round
Mhm.
value. Travis Kelsey is nowhere near the value of a DK Metcalf in Dynasty. That's where I'm
Right.
hung up on here.
Nah, I get you. I think the value is definitely on the DK and Alec Pierce side, but I do believe
With
It-
context,
with
you
context-
can see why someone would make
exactly. I can see why it's there, and I can see why it's even. I think this is an even trade for me. I'm giving it both B plus here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go team one, a B minus, team two, an A minus. Anytime you can get a young elite wide receiver, I know you lose Kelsey, but
Yeah.
at least you sold him at max value before the peak, whenever that does come. So, yeah, it's close. It's close though. All right, as you guys are watching this, why don't you comment down below and let us know where you stand on these trades. We're gonna go to the third trade here, which is from Habs_1896. Team one gets Olave in a 25 second. Team two gets Pierce in a third. Context: I'm a selling team trying to get someone that will have more longevity. And like I said in the other trade, I still have Brees Hall and Javonte Williams. So he still has Brees Hall
You
and
still have
Javonte
those
Williams.
guys. Okay.
We've been talking about Damian Pierce a lot on
A
this
lot.
channel.
Yeah, I have been.
Just to open it up,
Mhm.
something I talked about on the video that we did this week.
Yeah.
Damian Pierce's draft capital really worries me long term. Let's just name a couple running backs who we thought were incredible and they looked great, and then they were replaced and they weren't given long term deals.
Right.
Jordan Howard, Jay Ajayi, Philip Lindsay, Myles Gaskin, James Robinson, Elijah Mitchell, Michael Carter. Even they replaced him with Brees Hall this year. So draft capital to me and running backs is really, really important. And I would have more expected the second to be on the opposite side, to be on the Pierce side, and the third to be on the Olave side, because I love Chris Olave. I will bet on wide receivers who are young and ascending
Right.
over running backs every single time. So for me, I'm pretty easily and heavily on the team one side here. But, call me a hater, whatever, people out there who are Damian Pierce truthers. But if you can sell him for this, I'll do it in a heartbeat. Like history tells us that players who are drafted with his draft capital don't get valued long term. Hello?
Sorry, I'm back now.
Oh, okay.
It just went in and out.
All right, you're okay. Pick up from here.
Okay, so I am with you. I'm going team one. I'm going Chris Olave. It does make sense. Damian Pierce is everything that you said earlier, saying with all these running backs that have been taken over, I I am agreeing with you. I am also on the side where, hey, there could be an opportunity where Dameon Pierce, they don't get a running back, and I'd be surprised. I won't be surprised if that happens. But with the market, with free agency in
Sure.
2023 and in the draft, the chances are really high. We said over 20 running backs is 32 teams. They should get
Yeah.
another guy. But I agree with you. I'm going Chris Olave side, team one.
Yeah. Another example that just came to mind, Antonio Gibson. He was drafted a round earlier than Dameon Pierce, and he was still replaced. So I don't
We'll
know.
see.
I just don't want to make those kind of bets. I gave team one an A plus. Love this move for them. I gave team two, I gave him a D minus. I hate this move.
Right.
Too drastic, maybe, but
Too
this isn't the
drastic
kind of
move,
moves I want to
potentially.
make.
Nah, all good. Team one, I gave a B plus. Team two, I gave a B minus. I'm still believing hope for Dameon Pierce and those believers. Maybe they don't draft somebody.
It doesn't even have to be this year. It could be
Yeah,
the year after, and you still lose the trade.
Maybe.
All right. The fourth trade we're looking at is from NASB Dave. Shout out to you, Dave. Longtime supporter on Patreon. All right. Team one gets Dalvin Cook and Devin Duvernay. Team two gets Rachaad White, Sky Moore, and a 2024 first round pick. Where do you stand on this deal?
Give me team two side. I'm going to go team two side here. I like the 24 first. Dalvin Cook, 27 years old, currently going to be 28 years old next year.
Yeah.
As much as
That
I love
peak is
Dalvin,
going to come at some point.
exactly. Sky Moore still has an opportunity. I know they just got Kadarius Toney. They could potentially draft another wide receiver in the draft in 2023. Rachaad White, Lenny is already on the decline. Zach made a video about that in our redraft channel for the trade for, saying, these are the things that, and how Rachaad White is kind of taking that opportunity now. And when Tom leaves, maybe Lenny leaves, right? So there's a lot of opportunity there for Rachaad White to come up. So give me team two here, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Devin
Or even
Duvernay
Lenny
means
falls
nothing,
out
by
of.
the way.
Sorry?
Devin Duvernay means nothing to me.
Right. I mean, wow, rude. Shout out
Great
to
guy,
Devin.
but means nothing.
Friend of the show. I mean, if Tom leaves, maybe Lenny has to stay because of his contract, but he falls out of favor and they make the change. Who knows what kind of favor he has with Tom?
Yeah, there's no priority for him.
I'll take team two side here as well. Dalvin Cook, again, an aging running back. I don't even think Dalvin is probably worth the 24 first alone. So, maybe I guess you could put those as even if you're competing, you go out and get Dalvin Cook. But then the Rachaad White, Sky Moore, or Devin Duvernay side of this really makes me lean towards team two. Was I obsessed with Rachaad White as a prospect coming in? No. Do I think he could turn into something interesting? Yes. Same, Sky Moore, bad situation now with Toney coming in, but still an interesting prospect. So I just don't think there's enough on the Dalvin Cook side. What I always try and figure out is how could it have become potentially even trade value? Like, what if we threw like a second round pick on the team one side? Okay. That feels like that could kind of even this up a little bit more. And the person who's win now can get an aging running back, but still get a second round pick to help out in the future. And the team who's getting the future, players and White Moore in the first round pick, they'd be willing to give up that second to kind of cash in on the younger talents in the first round pick. No, so
that's fair. And I think
that would make it a little more even.
I think team one feels like more competing.
Yeah.
I think even if Devin Duvernay wasn't there, what if that was a Wan'Dale Robinson? What if that was an Alec Pierce?
Yeah, it could make it interesting for sure.
Is that more intriguing?
Definitely.
I think that's the thought process. I think Devin Duvernay is what really threw it off, and it was like, okay, why are we trading for him? He's not the guy. They're not going to invest. And I mean, they invested in Rashad Bateman, but he's just been injured,
Yeah.
So I don't know.
All right, I gave team one a B minus, team two an A minus. I like the team two side here.
No worries. Team one, I gave a B minus. Team two, an A flat.
All right, dude, this next trade is so interesting to me. I'm almost shocked that according to the community. Okay, so team one gets Russell Wilson, team two gets AJ Dillon. Shout out to Mike Chambers, supporter on Patreon for the submission. The community right now has AJ Dillon being more valuable than Russell Wilson.
I don't see how that's possible.
I also don't see how that's possible. Right now, according to the community, Russell Wilson is quarterback 21. Has he been absolute dog shite? Yes,
100%.
he has. However, he has a huge ass contract that they're going to be forced to figure this out. And in a super flex format, there is no way in hell you can tell me that A.J. Dillon, who is struggling to even put up 10-point games in that offense, who's probably going to lose Aaron Rodgers in the next couple of years, is worth more than Russell Wilson, who could potentially have 4 to 5 years left as a quarterback in the NFL.
Agreed.
I'm shocked. It is time to go trade for Russell Wilson.
Say less. Yeah, 100%. And I said this before. I mean, it sounds terrible. I really wish they lost to the Jags, because all the reports saying that they were going to find Nathaniel Hackett, I truly believe that might be the problem. I don't think the offense is catered for Russell Wilson. I could be wrong, because we're seeing the success with Geno and DK and Pete Carroll. They're kind of going off. I could be wrong.
Well, Russ is also just a weird guy, so it's
true.
This is probably why I think it's Nathaniel Hackett's offense that's been terrible, and the fact that Russ is a weird guy. That's how how he's fallen in the community's eyes, maybe.
Right. Yeah. So I'm definitely taking Russell Wilson. I was never really big on AJ Dillon coming in. I gave him the respect, but I always thought that Aaron Jones was going to be the guy. It's tough now for all those AJ Dillon people that either drafted him over him or believed him, because now with the way this team is going, it feels like he's just going to get lost even more, especially the way this team is going. If they don't draft a running back in 2023, they didn't get one in free agency or before the trade deadline. It's going to be interesting to see what is going to happen with Aaron Rodgers in this team. Yeah. So
it will be interesting. I mean, I think I might actually still prefer AJ Dillon over Aaron Jones in Dynasty long term, but I agree this year it's been awful.
Right.
And again, I think we're both on the same page. Like, this is an easy buy for Russell Wilson. His context, he says, is a 12-team super flex. I'm rebuilding. I also have T-Law, Milson, Fields, Jameis, and PJ at quarterback. Wanted to further solidify my quarterback room heading into next year's draft.
Yeah.
I also have 2 early firsts, 2 early seconds, and a late second, along with 3rd and a 5th. Well, Mike, you can feel pretty confident. I know we talked about this over on the Fantasy Hotline.
Yeah.
But you can feel very confident that you won this trade.
Yeah. I agree. Completely agree. Russell Wilson all the way. A++. AJ Dillon, C-.
Yeah. I'll agree with the A++, C-. Great. I'll take that on. Man, it is time to trade for Russell Wilson, isn't it?
Russell Wilson. Hey, Mr.
I can't believe I'm saying
that. I still believe in Russ.
He's so weird.
I believe in him.
He is so weird.
Genuinely. He is weird, but I actually believe he's a great quarterback. I think people just need to. I think it's actually really bad, the offense. Like, the play calling is terrible. So bad.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
There's a clear lack of all-inness as well with the team. I think a lot of that has to do with maybe people don't buy into his antics. You know? You're making all this money.
Sucks.
You should be the difference maker, bro.
I guess, like, why wasn't that brought up, like, the years in Seattle, 10 years in Seattle? He's
it probably was covered. It was probably covered because it was their guy, protect him.
Maybe Pete
but
Carroll.
You're hearing all these Seahawks players talk badly about Russ, but anyway, this is a good buy low, so.
Agreed.
All right, guys. Comment down below. Let us know where you stand on these trades. Like the video, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/FantasyLand fam.